Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 7 of my Hytale Let's Play. As you could see from that little introduction we did, we actually worked on our portal room inside of our cave. I wanted it to feel more natural, like we had found this here, rather than place it ourselves. And so we made kind of a little magical cave with the purple lighting and some columns holding it up, like maybe some ancient civilization had been here before and they had made the portals or discovered it and built the structure pillars to hold up the cave so that we wouldn't collapse on these portals. And our ruined fragment portal for going to the different dimensions is tucked away in the corner here too. And our sheep are still down here. They're just behind this door, although they are all gone. And so definitely looking forward to when they update the mobs. But you can see that we worked on the whole cave up and out of here too, just kind of making it slowly descend into that darkness over there. We gave it kind of a little bit of a cave top roof here. And then if you come over here, you also saw in the intro video that we updated our chairs. They are no longer the kind of long lawn chairs that we had before. Now we use the marble stool to make them actually sittable, so that's kind of cool. And we also updated this little area. You'll see that we put some of the jungle bushes around the edge, and we put some of those pink berries that we got from last episode in the tree so that this lights up at nighttime. And we used the white bench now, which I think looks way better than the grayish bench we had before. It's matching some of this white magical vibe. And we also filled in the rest of our lights around our fireplace as well. So this place is all complete now. Alright, let's go ahead and start on detailing this wheat field. I harvested a little bit of wheat and turned some of this into some eternal seeds over there. But I want to carve out a pathway through this. I don't want it to be straight necessarily. It can be kind of wandering, and then I want patches kind of missing where there's maybe some piles of hay and some scarecrows throughout, just to kind of break up the texture a little bit. So let's go ahead and we're just going to start by breaking the ground where we want this. I like that. Now we have our little pathway through the field. It meanders a little bit, but not too much. Now, let's go ahead and break up some of these big chunks. I think let's pile up some hay bales right here. Okay. I think maybe, it's missing a couple nearby as well. Otherwise, this is just going to blend in. Yeah, somewhere over here. Yeah, no, I think that's too tall. We'll go ahead and keep it the shortest. Okay. And then... Yeah, I like those hay bales now. Where do we want the scarecrows? Let's put one here. Kind of closer to home. One should go out here. There. One here. I think one more in this back section. Okay, nice. I like that. I want more hay bales around the barn too. So let's make some more. I really should move this pen back and have a pathway that leads behind the house. Now the mouse has some hay, like it would hide in it. And let's put a beehive somewhere. I like that. Maybe we'll do a pathway coming out here and set up some kind of like beehive station as if we're collecting the honey and stuff. Cool. Now we have a little path going out to our hive. Maybe we'll put a couple more trees around in this corner with some hives on them as well. And they'll definitely need some flowers for pollination. And inside this center circle thing, I want to kind of put one of those like man-made looking hives, if we can figure out something that kind of would look like that, or some kind of harvesting station. Well, that was an accident. So you're not allowed to let them float? They were floating a second ago. Glitched it, I see. Okay, this is like one of the divider things that's inside the box, but it's like been pulled up and out. Since we have to wait for these trees to grow up before we can put in our beehives and finish up this area, let's go ahead and see if we can hit 200 memories today. Let's go double check by turning in these memories that we are just those 4 short. And let's see if we can look up a list of ones maybe that we're missing and what biomes we could find them in. Oh, okay, we were way off. We are 20 animals behind. We're still missing 2 of the Freyan. I visited 4 Freyan camps just the other day to try to see if I could get the rest of these, but didn't end up finding them. Alright, so we need goblin camps and freshwater and more undead. Okay, this time there's not necessarily a goal with the adventure, like to collect anything in particular or to find something particular. It seems like there's still a ton that we haven't seen, and so we're just going to need to find lots more structures of really any kind. I think we need underwater breathing potions because this place down here looks like a structure. I can not make it down that far and live. But while we were here in the ocean looking for creatures, we did find 4. There's a forgotten temple gateway over this way in the zone 4, which means I'm sure there's a different kind of elemental guarding and protecting the entrance. So there's at least a new creature there. Anti-cheese proof. But pretty easy. I think I found the location I want to do the Hanok village. I think we're going to do it over here. If we take a look at the map, it's a very beautiful dark green area and it's quite large. Up here, if we eventually get to doing a temple, we could put a temple up there and we could keep the village down in this kind of quadrant over here. We're still fairly close by some other biomes. Alright everyone, we came back from our trip and we got some beehives all in the trees around here. And I really like this little area now. We've got our little man-made beekeeping station where you can pull it out and check on the colony, how it's doing and everything. And then some of the natural ones. We filled it with some flowers and even just a little bench to sit here at. We need to get some dirt and fill that hole in from the last tree. But yeah, I really like this section. It's nice and shaded. It's cute. Also on our trip, we found a bunch more of like accessories and bottles and stuff. And I ended up detailing this downstairs area, which I really like as well. This chair is facing the wrong direction, but we'll fix that some other time. But yeah, now it looks like you would sit here and tinker with your little, shop and your potions and stuff. And I like it. You'll also see I actually went ahead and detailed some of the upstairs as well. I think just adding in lots of these bookshelves really helps this room feel more lived in. And I've added some carpets to the ground. And over here, we even got the carpet block over here in the bedroom with a new bed and some new books on the shelves and stuff. And we detailed some of the upstairs with these books as well and stuff on our counters now. There's a guest bed up here. This was our old bed. And I just really like that. It feels more lived in here now as well. Okay, I'm thinking of having like a little greenhouse in this area, and I would love to see if we can catch some birds and kind of have it as like a greenhouse slash aviary or something. Let's make a pretty decent sized one in this area. Okay, looking at the map, we definitely have more space to go wide this way, and I think I'll put the path in through here, and we'll put the door there, and it'll be nice and big and wide. It's supposed to be like a greenhouse, and so I want light to be able to come in and get through, but we don't really have glass in this game, not like solid glass blocks. We have windows, but that's not real glass. And so I'm thinking that we use these fences to kind of be like our walls around it. We'll have to find some way to texture it and whatnot. I'm really not too sure how it's going to turn out and look. We're just trying things as we go. Okay, everyone, I think I found a pattern that actually works really well for this greenhouse aviary thing. So we're gonna line it the bottom with these flower blocks. I really like that since it's a greenhouse and stuff. And then we'll just do the fences here as kind of like windows or glass sections. And then we're going to use these half planks to kind of create a dome shape over the top of this. I'm not sure what we're going to put in the ends yet. We'll do the dome shape first and see how that looks. Maybe we'll switch it up and alternate back and forth between two of these to more fences. We'll just play with that for a little bit and see what it looks like. This episode's devotion is about trust in God. We live in the age of answers. If you ever have a question, what's the first thing we do? We pull out our phones and we Google our questions, or we ask AI. Answers are at our fingertips. We have more answers than any generation in history. Sometimes, because these resources are so easy and so accessible, we go to them first. Google or AI isn't a sin. But it is a sin if we place them before God, only taking our questions to Him if we can't find the answers on our own. Then we think, God isn't answering, because we went to Him second, because we're used to immediate answers, and we don't know how to wait and to be patient, to sit and to meditate with Him. It's easier to go to our phones, but the power of the Holy Spirit is stronger and wiser than our devices. We can say we trust in God, but do we live it? Do you trust in God to go to Him first? I'll be the first to admit I'm guilty of this, looking up advice before taking it to God. Even while writing this, I caught myself Googling Bible verses because I couldn't remember the ones I was thinking of. And I caught myself. Turning to God, what verses does He want to share? Take the long way, meditate. I sought the Lord and He answered. Psalm 34:4. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Fret not yourself over the one who prospers in his way, over the man who carries out evil devices. Psalm 37:21. Whoever listens to me will dwell secure and be at ease. For the Lord gives wisdom, from His mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 1:33 and 2:6. So next time you're tempted to jump straight to Google or AI, pause, take a moment. Decide to take the long way, the hard way, but the better way. And give it to God first. Okay, we got more of these blocks, and you can see that we have the house completed now. So tomorrow, when it's daylight, we're going to come and we're going to work on transforming the inside of this to a more jungly type biome and vines and maybe a small water feature somewhere, and just really fill this place up. And then we'll see if we can get some birds teleported or capture graded inside here. First, we're going to start with texturing the ground. I'm thinking we put the water feature kind of in this back corner. Okay, I know it looks kind of really strange right now, but just trust the process. Okay, we've made a platform and we're hoping to get close enough to this bird to use a capture crate. Hopped over to a creative world just to test if you could use capture crates on the animals, on the birds. And I'm fairly certain the answer is no, because they're close enough, but they're not going anywhere. So let's test it with teleports. Did you see that? He did go through the portal. Portal in the aviary. Now we've got to somehow place a portal in the line of sight of one of these birds. And look, we have a bird now. He's having a couple issues, but at least he's still flying around and not holding completely still. Nice. Now, I understand it would be pretty pointless to spend the rest of my time filling up this place with more birds at the moment, just because he's probably going to despawn. I mean, all of my sheep despawned. So, in the future, though, if they fix this patch where, you know, the mobs that you've saved or name tagged or something like that don't despawn, then I'll go ahead and fill this place up with tons and tons of birds. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We did a lot of building today, and I'm just loving our little greenhouse aviary thing. It feels so nice in here, and our little funny duck. And thank you guys so much. Next episode, we are going to get started with some terraforming of the mega base. And I'm really excited. I've spent a lot of time kind of resource gathering and preparing for this next episode. And I'm so excited to get started with it with you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching again. Bye!